list. Okay, we are on the record for Thursday afternoon's criminal docket, September 9th, 2021. Okay, we don't have the jail in yet, Ms. Garza. I'm not sure why, so I know that your plea is ready. Ms. Love, your client is not on yet because the jail is not logged in yet, but were you gonna have an announcement asking for more time on Mr. Ayala?
Yes, Your Honor. On Ayala, I need to speak to that client tomorrow. We'll actually have a Zoom consultation. I think they got confused between Dora and I. She signed her client up, so they weren't allowing me to do a Zoom consultation with the client. So I clarified it, and I have a Zoom consultation for tomorrow. So I just need a reset of like a week.
Okay, so Ms. Garza, on the plea that your client will be entering into today, will he still be held on something else or will he be released?
Yes, Judge, this is, Ayala is the same female. She has several cases. I know that she has been held on. So if Your Honor wants to go ahead and reset my plea on my case with Ms. Loves so that everything can be taken care of at the same time, Judge.
Okay, that's fine. So then, Ms. Love, you think you'll have her signed up by the 16th?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and reset her to September 16th at 1:30. And that way you can take care of it at the same time, both of you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, do either one of you have any other case?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
Okay, then I'll let the jail know as soon as they get on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So then, moving on, Ms. Connett.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Okay, so you also have a jail case. Your plea is not ready at this time, is that correct? Oh, I'm
No,
sorry, you have an arraignment.
I have an arraignment and I have a KPS number 5 on the docket. Alejandro Galvez, and then number 7 and 8 are arraignments.
Okay, then we'll wait for the jail to get on for you. Okay, Ms. Gutierrez,
Judge, if I may,
yes.
I apologize. I've tried 3 different numbers to the county jail. All the numbers are down. They might be having some technical difficulties with their phone lines.
Okay, well, we'll hold on. Okay, Ms. Gutierrez, on Alexander Contreras Jr., CR 21-03714-I, CR 21-03715-I, CR 21-00100-I, and CR 19-08988-I. What is your announcement, Counselor?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Lily Gutierrez on behalf of Mr. Contreras, who is on. Your Honor, we would like a short reset to maybe the date that you've been giving the others. This will be a plea. We only got the paperwork yesterday. He is out and was not, because he's working today, was not able to make it to my office to sign the paperwork before today's hearing.
Okay, so September 16th at 1:30, will that work?
Yes, I believe so, Mr. Contreras.
Yes, ma'am. It's my birthday. I'll consider it a birthday present.
And Your Honor, would that be at 1:30 as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you then.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right,
May
thank
we be
you.
excused?
Yes, you all can be excused. Mr.
Thank you.
Munoz?
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Judge. I have number 13 on the court's docket, Sarai Delgado. She's present on the Zoom.
Okay, CR 20-07591-I. Ms. Delgado, please announce yourself.
I'm here, Your Honor.
Okay, what's your announcement, Counselor?
Judge, this case should be resolved with an ADR, Judge. I'm asking the court for an additional setting, Judge. It won't be a plea, Judge, so I'm only asking to be placed on the status docket.
Okay. And how much time?
We've already submitted everything, Judge, to the DA's office, so whatever amount of time they need to review it, I don't know how much time they need to do that, Judge.
Okay, how much time do y'all need, Mr. Nguyen?
About 30 days, Judge.
Okay, I have October 28th at 9:30. And that'll be a status setting.
Perfect, Judge.
Okay?
Judge, and if it's dismissed by then, may she be excused from that setting?
Yes.
Okay.
No need for her to come.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have this afternoon, Judge. May I be excused? May she be excused?
Yes, you certainly may.
Thank you.
Okay, Attorney Eric Jarvis.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir.
I have number 37, Victor Villarreal. That's going to be a plea, but also number 16, Martin Landeros. We don't have the paperwork on that, but that plea will be ready to go by next week if we can get the paperwork.
Okay, so Mr. Villarreal is ready on his, correct?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then Mr. Martin Landeros, you need more time on that.
We just need the paperwork and we can get it at your next plea date, maybe next week.
Okay, have you filed a notice of appearance on that one? I'm still showing another attorney.
Yes, ma'am. I believe that yesterday was in the queue that Your Honor signed it.
Okay, Mr. Nguyen, will you have time to send that paperwork over so we can set him up on the September 16th plea?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, then we'll have Mr. Landeros. Is Mr. Landeros present?
He is, Your Honor.
Mr.
It's just-
Landeros? Okay, there he is. Okay, he's to return on September 16th at 9:30. I mean, sorry, 1:30.
1:30. Yes, ma'am.
And that'll be for a plea. And I'll call the police shortly, so if you want to have your other client hang on, we'll be right with you.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Yes, okay, Ms. Castaneda, please let Mr. Landeros know that he can remove himself.
Mr. Landero, se puede retirar.
Okay, Ms. Arispe.
Judge, I have number 6 on the court's docket, State versus Oscar Romero Garcia.
Okay, CR 21-09648-I, and what is your announcement?
Judge, I'm just missing the discovery on this matter. I do have the plea paperwork. It's going to be an open plea to the court, Judge. So if I can have, the 16th of September, Judge, I just need to review those documents and that's it.
Okay. Mr. Wind, are you able to get that to Ms. Arispe prior to next week?
Yes, ma'am. We'll get that out.
Okay, we'll do that for September 16th at 1:30, and we'll go ahead and let the jail know when they get in.
Thank you very much, ma'am. May I be excused?
You certainly may.
Thank you.
Okay, Attorney Judith Cantu.
Judge, I have a plea. I'm not sure if it was just announcements, but I'll be on standby because I have number 32 set and ready for a plea.
Okay, yes, I'm going to take up the pleas shortly.
Thank you.
Okay, Attorney Jose Osuna.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have number 30 on the court's docket, CR 20-05971I, State of Texas versus Ildefonso Martinez. Your Honor, we had plans to plea out today. Mr. Martinez missed a few appointments with me to execute the paperwork. In one instance, he reported that he forgot due to a recent onset of dementia. My plan then became that I would have him come in, observe him, ask him questions relating to competency, and then proceed accordingly. But I've completely lost contact with him. His phone is disconnected. He hasn't called me. It occurred to me 15 minutes ago to just send him the Zoom invite to see if he'd show up, but I don't see him on. So I don't anticipate his presence. So we defer to the court's wisdom. I would humbly ask if possible to maybe get 2 weeks to write him a letter and see if I hear from him.
Okay, yes, you may have to reach out to a family member because if he's dealing with those issues, it's very difficult. They also forget functions, how to function. So yes, I have no problem with that. I can give you till September 21st. Is that enough time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll go ahead and set you for September 21st at 1:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Only one case, Jose.
This afternoon, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. You have a good one.
You too.
Thank you. Okay, Attorney Damon Orozco.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I represent Ms. Irene Mentado Martinez. She's logged on. That's number 31 on your criminal docket, Your Honor. And she has signed up for a PTD and ready to be placed on a PTD, Your Honor. She's English speaker.
Okay. Give me her, Irene Mentado Martinez, right?
Yes, number 31, Your Honor.
PTD placement. Okay, I'll take her up shortly. Give me 1 minute.
Yes, Your Honor. Also, Attorney Victor Ramirez wanted for me to advise the court that he is in another court, but he's got a plea this afternoon as well.
Okay. Well,
And-
you may, if he's not on by the time we take the pleas, you can ask him if you can stand in for him if you'd like.
Actually, Your Honor, I would gladly do that. I'm in the middle of a mediation myself. I was gonna ask if I could log in a little bit later myself as well.
Yes.
Thank you,
Okay.
Judge.
I
Okay.
apologize for just jumping in, but I'm actually Attorney Priscilla Needwitz. I'm covering in for Victor Ramirez for the plea as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know.
Okay, then we'll just let Mr. Orozco handle his whenever he gets back on.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Okay, Attorney Michael Parson.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I have number 17 on your docket, Victor Lopez.
Okay, CR 20-07321-I, is Mr. Lopez present?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, what is your announcement, Counselor?
Your Honor, I've been working with the state on this matter. We will have a plea, but we're still working out the details of that plea. We're asking for maybe 2 weeks to get that done and the plea paperwork submitted.
Okay, September 21st at 1:30, is that enough time?
That's plenty of time, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, I also am covering for James Alanis on his matter, number 34 on the docket. That will be a plea, and I'll be on standby for whenever you're ready to call it.
Okay, what's the defendant's name?
Diego Salinas, Your Honor.
Okay, I have it. Okay, Mr. Lopez, you are excused until September 21st at 1:30. Stay in close contact with your attorney with respect to signing that paperwork, okay?
All righty, thank you.
Okay, Ms. Soto, are we showing that Mr. Lopez has a device or not?
Judge, I don't have any record, but I do see him on our system, but I don't have any record of him having the device.
Okay, Mr. Lopez, were you ordered to have an alcohol monitoring device for this offense?
What was that?
Were you ordered to have an alcohol monitoring device for this offense? Did any court ever tell you to get a mobile device, a mobile alcohol device, or an interlock device?
No, not yet, I guess.
Okay, all right. Then we'll see you back here on September 21st at 1:30.
All righty, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Sepulveda?
Judge, good morning, Judge. Good afternoon, Judge. I have Gregory Martinez, Judge. He signed up, Judge, but I got a little problem, Judge. I represent West Independent School District, Judge. We have a legal issue, Judge, and we have a board meeting. Not a board meeting, board planning meeting at 2:30, Judge. If we could just get a quick reset, please.
Okay, when would you like the reset for the plea?
Week to
September
week, Judge,
21st?
that sounds even better, Judge.
Okay, September 21st at 1:30 for Gregory Zach Martinez, is that correct?
Thank you. That's correct, Judge. Thank you. We'll
All
be
right.
here.
Okay,
Thank you. Thanks, Judge. Bye-bye. Stay safe.
likewise. Attorney Aisa Garza?
Bye-bye.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good afternoon. I have number 14 on your docket, and that's CR-19-01202-I. And my client, it does appear to be on Zoom, online, Nicole Garza, and we are being recalled, Your Honor, from our status a couple weeks ago. So we are still trying to apply for our PTD, and Ms. Garza is in the process of sitting for her license exam. And when she obtains her driver's license, we'll have our packet complete and submitted to the DA's office.
Okay, and you're also here on CR 19-01203-I?
I believe it's also Nicole Garza, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so it's on the duty on striking unattended vehicle and the DWI, right?
Yes, yes. Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Garza, can you please turn on your camera? Nicole Garza, not you, Aisa.
Okay.
Ms. Nicole Garza, can you please turn on your camera? Okay, ma'am. So Ms. Nicole Garza, did you already get your appointment?
So I did. However, I just I had problems going. So I did already do the course online. I just still need to reset that appointment and get that done again.
Okay, and what was your problem in getting to the appointment?
I just had a family emergency. My mother was rushed to the hospital, so I couldn't make it at that time.
Okay, and did they give you a wait time more or less for this appointment?
No, ma'am. I'll have to go double check again.
Okay, You need to get that as soon as possible because you're really tying your attorney's hands at this point.
Okay.
So I know that those appointments are being given about 6 to 8 weeks out. And I'm gonna give you plenty of time in order to be able to get that appointment, get that information to your attorney so she can complete your packet.
Okay.
Okay, Attorney Aisa Garza, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and give her that time so she
Yes,
can
Honor.
get you that get that driver's license to you. Let me give you a reset. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna give you November the 4th. And that's more than enough time at 1:30.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do, since you're applying for PTD, right? You're applying for PTD?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's do status instead. So we'll do November the 4th at 9:30. Oh, no, you told me she had conflicts in the morning with class, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
go back to 1:30.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back to 1:30. Sorry, I had completely forgotten about that. Okay, and we'll set them up for statuses. So I expect that she'll have gone to get that done at least between now and then.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay, then you have a good day. Ms. Nicole Garza, you are excused.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, maybe.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Attorney Greg Lopez?
Hello, Your Honor. I have two cases.
Okay.
And one of them is the state of Texas versus Erasmo Solis, which should be 33 and 35.
Okay.
No, 35 and 36. I'm sorry.
Okay, hold on. Erasmo Solis, CR 1911892-I and CR 2010748-I. Is Mr. Solis present?
Should be.
Present,
But then,
ma'am.
Erasmo Solis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what is your announcement, Counselor?
Your Honor, we have plea documents signed. We have a plea agreement in place. The problem was that the fingerprint printout for my client didn't come out very clear. My client is currently working it out of state, so I had to send him back to redo his fingerprint on the judgment and scan it and send it to me. So we weren't able to get that done on time, Judge, for you for him to plead today, but in next available setting, Judge, we'll be able to dispose of this case.
Okay, I have September 16th or September 21st.
16 in the afternoon?
Yes, sir.
That's fine. That's perfect.
Okay, September 16th at 1:30 for both of his cases.
All right. Can he be excused?
Yes, he can.
All right.
Oh, wait. Mr. Solis, hold on. Ms. Soto, do we have a report on Mr. Solis?
Judge, he has his mobile device with Safeguard Solutions and he has no violations.
Okay. Mr. Solis, can I get a phone number for you? Mr. Solis, oh, he froze. Okay, Mr. Lopez, do you have a phone number for him, Ms. Soto?
Yes, we do, Judge.
Okay, all right, then he has 0 violations, so he's fine. We'll do the plea on September 16th at 1:30. You can let him know because he's frozen.
Yes, I'll tell him.
956 379 30.
Okay, that's okay, Mr. Solis. If you can hear me, you're excused, sir. Okay, you have another case, Mr. Lopez?
I do, Judge. State of Texas versus.
Jose Ontiveros?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't see Mr. Ontiveros present. I do have here that you're ready to be placed on PTD. Is that correct?
That is correct, Judge.
Okay, just stand by and I'll take you up shortly.
All right.
Okay, Ms. Needwitz?
Good afternoon, Judge. I have, give me 1 second. I'm filling in for Mr. Ramirez. Mr. Victor Ramirez, he has number Efrain Martinez, and he's number 26 on the docket. That's going to be a plea. I have number.
Wait, I'm sorry, what name did you give me?
Efrain Martinez, he's number.
Okay, yes. He's he's ready for his plea, correct? Okay. Miss Attorney Needwitz, you're frozen. Okay, you're frozen. Okay, so then your number for Efrain Martinez, so he's ready for a plea, right?
Yes, and I have number 4 on the docket, Miss Jessica Fernandez.
Give me that name again.
Jessica Fernandez.
And you said what number?
Number 4, she should be number 4 on the docket. It's a jail, it's an arraignment.
Okay, I know we had issues with the docket, but I don't have that. Can somebody tell me?
What's the cost number, Your Honor?
She was supposed to be number 4. She also has pending felony cases, so I don't know, maybe was it reset?
What's the cost number?
It's CR 2107510. Hi.
She's set for the 9th of November for an arraignment. She was released from jail.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Your Honor. I'll wait for the plea for to fill in for Mr. Ramirez.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then Mr. Aguirre, you're ready on yours, correct? Okay, and we did deliver your message to Mr. Martinez from this morning.
Thank you. Yeah, he texted me, Your Honor. He was overjoyed. But yes, Your Honor, I'm ready on number 15 and number 18 on the court docket.
Okay, Attorney Eloy Hernandez.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon. I have a plea. I believe it's number 27 on your docket. Gemma Martinez.
Okay, yes, she's ready to go, correct?
Correct, Your Honor. She is present on Zoom.
Okay, Gemma Martinez. Okay, Mr. Wind, do you show that the paperwork was accepted? Because I didn't show it on my end.
Let me check, Judge.
And that would be CR 1902330-I. On the docket we have, Mr. Wind, you and I, it'll be number 26.
I don't see it, Judge. I don't see the paperwork in yet, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Hernandez, do you recall when that paperwork was submitted? I'm not showing it that it was accepted on my end either.
Okay. Could the court give me a brief moment so I could call my law office? Your Honor, I'm not in my office right now.
Sure.
And I can report back to the court shortly if I could be temporarily excused.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. And I believe that should be, okay. So Ms. Conant, are you just waiting on the jail to log in?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so my staff did try all the numbers available to the jail and they're all down. So I don't know if they're having an issue over there. Do you want to give me, I mean, their arraignments.
We can reset, yes. They're number 5, 7, and 8.
Let's see, you have Alejandro Galvez and Jorge Alberto Valadez, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so Jorge Alberto Valadez on CR 21-08898-I and CR 21-06980-I, he has pending felonies.
Yes.
Okay. So since he's just pending the arraignment for me to arraign him, I can either give you the option, if you have a trip to the jail, to have him sign a waiver of arraignment, or I'll just reset you for next week. So
if we could reset, that would be great.
Okay, I'll reset to September 16th at 1:30 for arraignment purposes only. And at that time, we'll see where they're at on the felony.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe number 5 is going to be a plea.
Today?
No, he's not signed up yet, but.
Okay. Now, is he incarcerated only on our case, or does he have other pending charges?
I didn't show that he had a felony pending, Your Honor.
Okay, my staff on CR 210570-I, State of Texas versus Alejandro Galvez. Is he just in on the KPS or, and on this issue? On this
That's correct.
offense?
Yes, ma'am. This case arose out of the 1st of June 2020. However, it was booked as a felony. It was dropped down to a misdemeanor, which is the case we have present today.
And I have received the paperwork this week, Your Honor, so we might have him signed up for a plea for next week.
Okay, well.
He does not have any holds, Judge.
Okay, he has no holds, but he has such a high bond. So, and he has no other pending cases that are holding him there, with the exception of a POM of less than 2 ounces.
Exactly.
So why is he not on a PR bond at this point?
Well, if Your Honor would consider that today, we can.
Well, I need him here because I have some questions that I would need to ask him. But in the meantime, Mr. Wind, if you'll just look at that case and see what it is that you all would be willing to reduce that to. I'm not sure what, maybe they gave him a $30,000 bond on a POM of less than 2 ounces because originally he was booked on as a felony. But
Judge, we could offer a $2,000 PR bond on that one.
yes, for sure. Okay, so I don't know that they even have electricity or what's going on out at the jail, but I am gonna go ahead and reduce that to a $2,000 PR bond.
Thank you,
And
Your Honor.
I need that order of release done as soon as possible. Do you have an outside contact number for him, Ms. Conant, or an address?
You know, I don't. Because he has a KPS, he was absent for almost a year, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that, but I do need good contact info before we release him from the jail, because the whole point is to have him return. If not, they're gonna pick him up again on another KPS.
Yeah.
So as soon as we're able to get the jail on, we'll get that for you. If not, he won't be released until I have that information.
All right, Your Honor, I have another court at 2 o'clock, which I'm late for. May I be excused temporarily and I'll come back?
Yes, you can go ahead and check in with us shortly.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Hernandez, did you find out?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, my legal assistant advised me that we emailed the paperwork to Ms. Guarena on September the 2nd, Your Honor. Last week ago.
Okay, I'm not sure if Mr. Wind would be privy to that information. Mr. Wind, are you showing acceptance?
I'm not seeing it on in my email, Judge, but let me see if it's in the system.
If not, Your Honor, we can send it to Mr. Nguyen.
Okay, it's Miss Guarena, if she's able to get on this afternoon, it wouldn't be until later because she did have an in-person suppression hearing earlier. So what I can do is just reset this to September the 16th at 1:30.
September the 16th,
And we'll take care of it at that time.
1:30. Okay. Emma, did you get that date?
Yes, sir.
September
Okay.
the 16th at 1:30. We'll do the plea on that date, okay?
Okay.
Thank you,
Okay.
Your Honor. May Ms.
Okay, thank
Martinez and
you.
I be excused?
Yes, both of you may be excused.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Judge.
Okay, yes, sir. Attorney Jesse Contreras? Mr. Contreras? Okay, he may be in another court. Okay, so please listen very carefully as to who are going to be the ones that we get for a plea, because you are multiple ones. So I need for you to listen very carefully. Okay, so we have Carlos Jimenez. Mr. Jimenez, are you present?
I see his name on Zoom, Your Honor.
I do too. Mr. Jimenez, can you please turn on your camera?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please stay on, okay?
Yes.
And then we have Erica Lozano. Erica Lozano. Ms.
I see-
Lozano, I do see you present. Can you hear me, Ms. Lozano? Remind me again, Mr. Aguila, is she Spanish speaking?
I believe she speaks English, Your Honor. Tanya Ramirez has been dealing with her more than I have. to be
Okay,
quite honest.
Erica
I've met her
Lozano.
once.
Yes, ma'am.
There we
Okay,
go.
can you please turn on your camera and stay paying attention, please, okay? Because we're gonna go quickly once we get this.
Okay, ma'am.
Turn on, okay, turn on your camera.
Oh,
Click the little video and make sure your mic is off. There you go. Now click the mic so you can be unmuted. There you go. Okay, so Efrain Martinez,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, please turn your camera on. Okay. And then Irene Martinez, we're gonna wait on you till your attorney can get back on, okay? And Ramiro Martinez.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please make sure that you stay unmuted, sir, and with your video on.
No problem.
Jose Ontiveros.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Ontiveros, please make sure that you stay unmuted and with your video on. Diego Salinas.
Yes, Judge, here.
Okay, same, unmute and video. Victor Manuel Villarreal.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, same, please make sure that you have your video on and you're unmuted. Okay, did I miss anybody that is ready for a plea or PTD placement? Okay. So out of this group, Mr. Wind, the ones for PTD placement are Jose Ontiveros and Victor Manuel Guerra. Is that correct?
The one who are PT, Mr. Ontiveros, Mr. Salinas, and Mr. Villarreal.
Okay, because you three, Jose Ontiveros, Diego Salinas, and Victor Manuel Villarreal, you receive different admonishments. So just pay attention when I'm only addressing you. Okay, Mr. Alanis, which one is your client?
Judge, my client is Diego Salinas. He said
Oh, okay.
for PTD.
Oh, so Mr. Parsons had stayed on so that he could do that announcement, but you're gonna do your own plea then?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay. Okay. So Carlos Jimenez, Erica Lozano, Efrain Martinez, Ramiro Martinez, Jose Ontiveros, Diego Salinas, Victor Villarreal. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God, we're going one by one. Carlos Jimenez, yes or no?
Yes.
Erica Lozano,
yes, ma'am.
Efrain Martinez,
Yes, ma'am.
Ramiro Martinez,
Yes, ma'am.
Jose Ontiveros,
Yes.
Diego Salinas,
Yes, ma'am.
Victor Villarreal.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you all may lower your hands. In CR 20-01724-I, the state of Texas versus Carlos Jimenez, is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, Carlos Jimenez.
Okay, in CR 20-03630-I, in CR 1912159-I, and in CR 1909192-I, the state of Texas versus Erica, ERIKA, Suhey, SUHEI, Lozano. Is that your true and correct name, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
In CR 20-08006-I, state of Texas versus Efrain Martinez. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
In CR 20-11614-I, state of Texas versus Ramiro Martinez. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
CR 1911930-I, state of Texas versus Jose Ontiveros. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
CR 1915684-I, state of Texas versus Diego Salinas. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
CR 21-02114-I, state of Texas versus Victor Manuel Villarreal. Is that your true and correct name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
It's Junior.
Mr. Carlos Jimenez, you are before the court charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. Ms. Erica Suhey Lozano, you are before the court for the offense of possession of gambling device, equipment, or paraphernalia, a Class A misdemeanor, and a secondary offense of possession of gambling device, equipment, or paraphernalia, a Class A misdemeanor, and also gambling promotion, a Class A misdemeanor. Mr. Ramiro Martinez, you are before the court charged with possession of marijuana of less than 2 ounces, a Class B misdemeanor. Mr. Jose Ontiveros, you are before the court charged with assault causing bodily injury on a family member, a Class A misdemeanor. Mr. Diego Salinas, you are before the court charged with driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. Mr. Victor Manuel Villarreal, you are before the court charged with reckless driving, which is a misdemeanor that is unassigned. If you are a defendant that is being charged with a Class B misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $2,000 fine upon conviction. If you are a defendant with a Class A misdemeanor carries a potential penalty of up to 1 year in Hidalgo County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine upon conviction. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what is called a range of punishment. Right now, I'm going to ask you if you understood the range of punishment for the offense of which you are charged. And I need you to answer with yes or no. Range of punishment does not mean that that is the plea that you're entering into today. It means that I have a legal duty to tell you what your range of punishment is if you would have been convicted of the crime of which you are being charged with, okay? So I need you to respond yes or no, each one of you, to this question. Did you understand the range of punishment that you can receive for the offense of which you are charged? Mr. Carlos Jimenez, yes or no?
Yes.
Erica Suhey Lozano?
Yes, ma'am.
Efrain Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Ramiro Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Jose Ontiveros?
Yes, Your Honor.
Diego Salinas?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Victor Manuel Villarreal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So all of you have the right to an attorney and the right to a trial by jury. You can waive one or both of those rights by signing a written document with this court. At this time, I'm going to ask each of you, did you have an opportunity to review that document with your attorney before signing it? Yes or no, Mr. Carlos Jimenez?
Yes.
Ms. Erica Suhey Lozano?
Yes, ma'am.
Efrain Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Ramiro Martinez? Ramiro Martinez? Ramiro Martinez, yes or no? Did we lose him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you need to answer, sir, or else I'm gonna skip you and we're gonna drop your plea.
It's because my signal had dropped. I'm sorry about that, ma'am.
Okay, try to find a place where you can get good signal.
Yes, ma'am, no problem.
Okay, Jose Ontiveros, yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Diego Salinas,
Yes.
Victor Manuel Villarreal.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so when you signed those documents, did you understand that you were waiving your right to a trial by jury? Yes or no, Carlos Jimenez?
Yes.
Erica Sujei Lozano,
Yes, ma'am.
Efraín Martínez,
Yes, ma'am.
Ramiro Martínez,
Yes, ma'am.
Jose Ontiveros,
Yes.
Diego Salinas,
Yes, ma'am.
Victor Villarreal.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then the court will accept your waiver of a trial by jury. Has any court ever declared you to be mentally incompetent, crazy, or insane? Yes or no, Mr. Jimenez?
No.
Ms. Lozano?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Martinez, Efraín Martinez?
No, ma'am.
Ramiro Martinez?
No, ma'am.
Jose Ontiveros?
No, ma'am.
Diego Salinas?
No, ma'am.
Victor Villarreal?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, counselors, in speaking with your clients, do you find them to be mentally competent and able to assist you in their own defense? Mr. Aguirre?
Yes, Your Honor, as Mr. Jimenez and Ms. Lozano.
Okay, Ms. Needwitz?
Yes, Your Honor, I do find him competent and able to defend him in his defense.
Ms. Cantu?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Martinez is competent and able to assist in his defense.
Mr. Lopez?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Ontiveros is competent and is able to assist in his own defense.
Mr. Alanis?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Salinas is competent.
Okay, Mr. Jarvis?
Same announcement as to Mr. Villarreal, Your Honor.
Okay. Then the court will make a finding that all of the defendants before the court are all mentally competent and able to assist their attorneys in their own defense. Listen carefully. Do each of you understand that if the punishment that I assess does not exceed what's recommended by the state, you will need this court's permission if you decide to file an appeal? Do you understand that? Yes or no, Mr. Jimenez?
Yes.
Ms. Lozano?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Efraín Martínez?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ramiro Martínez?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ontiveros?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Salinas?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Villarreal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you further understand that the court does not have to accept the recommendation of the state? Do you understand that, Mr. Jimenez? Mr. Jimenez, yes or no? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Lozano?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Efraín Martínez?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ramiro Martínez?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ontiveros?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Salinas?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Villarreal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, at this time, I need to ask you if you are a U.S. citizen. Mr. Jimenez, are you a U.S. citizen? Yes or no?
Yes.
Ms. Lozano?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Efraín Martínez?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ramiro Martínez?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ontiveros?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Salinas?
Yes.
And Mr. Villarreal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. In CR 20-01724-I, the state of Texas versus Carlos Jimenez, to the offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
In CR 20-03630-I, the state of Texas versus Erica Sujei Lozano, for possession of gambling device, equipment, or paraphernalia. How do you plead, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
In CR 19-12159-I, State of Texas versus Erica Sujei Lozano, For a second offense of possession of gambling device, equipment, or paraphernalia, a Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, ma'am.
For CR 1909192-I, State of Texas versus Erica Suhe Luzano, for the offense of gambling promotion of Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
In CR 2008006-I, State of Texas versus Efrain Martinez, for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, PG3, less than 28 grams, a Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, ma'am.
In CR 2011614-I, State of Texas versus Ramiro Amel Martinez, for the offense of possession of marijuana of less than 2 ounces, a Class B misdemeanor, sir. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
In CR 1911930-I, State of Texas versus Jose Ontiveros, for the offense of assault causing bodily injury of a family member, a Class A misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
CR 1915684-I, State of Texas versus Diego Salinas, for the offense of driving while intoxicated, a Class B misdemeanor. How do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
CR 2102114-I, State of Texas versus Victor Manuel Villarreal, for the offense of reckless driving, sir. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are all of you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? Yes or no, Mr. Jimenez?
Yes.
Ms. Lozano?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Efrain Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ramiro Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
Jose Ontiveros?
Yes, Your Honor.
Diego Salinas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Victor Villarreal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, then the court will make a finding that you have entered your pleas freely and voluntarily. I will call for state's evidence at this time. Mr. Nguyen?
Judge, before the state using this evidence, for Mr. Aguirre, for Ms. Lozano, there were dates missing on the waiver. Can you please state for the record when were the waivers signed?
Mr. Aguirre, on Ms. Lozano, there were some dates missing on the waiver.
On which
Do you
waivers?
recall?
Which
Mr.
waivers
Nguyen,
specifically?
Mr. Nguyen, was this on the waiver of a trial by jury?
All the waivers, Judge.
Oh, on all the
What?
waivers.
I believe the plea paperwork for Ms. Lozano was signed,
What is the
I
date
want to
of
say,
the
I want
other?
to say it's signed Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Ms. Lozano, you signed these paperwork on Monday?
Yes, I signed like, I don't know, three papers. That,
That was Monday, though.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll use the date of September 6, 2021 on those waivers.
And for Mr. Jimenez, that was filed last month.
I think, Mr. Jimenez, do you have the dates on his?
Yes, Judge, I have that one.
Okay.
That was good. Okay, for all defendants, state also plea document and offense report as stated exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant right of appeal as stated exhibit 2, waiver of 39.14 disclosure as stated exhibit 3, waiver of risk and need assessment as stated exhibit 4, and for Mr. Ontiveros, Mr. Salinas, Mr. Villarreal, PT packet at stated exhibit 5. And once again, for all defendants, state will also request defense counsel to stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court, and to stipulate that the evidence has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate a plea of guilty.
Okay, any objections? Mr. Aguirre?
No objection, Your Honor, and so stipulated.
Okay, Ms. Niewitz?
No objection, Chairman, so stipulated.
Okay, Ms. Cantu?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Lopez?
Same announcement for Mr. Ontiveros, Your Honor.
Mr. Alanis?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Jarvis?
Same announcement as to Mr. Villarreal, Your Honor.
Okay, so now listen carefully. We're moving on to what we call the sentencing phase, okay? So this is where I'm going to pronounce you that I have found you guilty of the offense of which you are charged, and I'm going to ask for the state's recommendation. Once you finish, once they've given the recommendation, once your attorney has already asked for maybe consideration on some things on your behalf, you are excused. We will be taking the PTD candidates up last. So Mr. Ontiveros, Mr. Salinas, and Mr. Villarreal, you three will be called last because you have the same admonishments, okay? And it's very important that you understand what you're doing at this point, okay? So in cause number CR 20-01724-I, in the state of, okay, hold on. I'm asking the defendants to be unmuted when it's their turn, so I need for them to be in a quiet place, okay? If you can't be in a quiet place for whatever reason, then unmute yourselves when I call you. Do not linger because there are other people that are waiting their turn. And I need a clear record. So I need for you all to listen carefully. All right, let's try this again. In CR 20-01724-I for the state of Texas versus Carlos Jimenez, it is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. And what is the state's recommendation?
Judge, the state recommends $300 fine, court costs, 180 days in the Delaware County Jail, probate for 1 year, an alcohol course, an interlock ignition device, 90 days Texas driver license suspension, and 20 community service hours.
Okay, Mr. Aguirre, any questions or requests on behalf of your client, sir?
No, Your Honor, just for sake, just a couple things for the sake of the record, Your Honor. The interlock device and the plea paperwork is for 6 months. I would ask the court's consideration just for a fine. We are court appointed on this case. I would ask for court's consideration on the fine and the community service hours, especially right now, given the current situation. I'm sorry?
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Mr. Jimenez, are you currently working full-time, sir?
Full-time, not working full-time.
Are you working part-time? Okay. Are you a student?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Are you taking a full load?
Yes.
Okay. In consideration of that, I'm going to waive your 20 CSR hours. I'm going to reduce your fine to $150. I'm going to give you 90 days to pay your fine, 90 days to pay your court costs. The clarification of the interlock device for 6 months is noted, and that's what it'll be. The 90-day Texas driver's license suspension will run concurrent with any suspension that may be pending. Okay, and the rest of the recommendation I will follow. Okay, Mr. Jimenez, can I get a phone number for you?
956-510-2442.
Okay, Mr. Jimenez, you do have 48 business hours to get that interlock device installed, okay?
Okay.
Okay, best of luck to you, sir.
Likewise. Thank you.
Okay. So in CR 20-03630-I, CR 19-12159-I, and CR 19-09192-I, the state of Texas versus Erica Suhe Lusano. On each of those offenses, it is a judgment of the court that you are guilty as charged, ma'am. What is the state's recommendation?
But for each of those cases, the state recommend $400 fine, court costs, 6 months deferred, a life skill course, all gambling machine, gambling devices, gambling proceed, gambling equipment, and gambling paraphernalia or instrument are to be forfeited by the defendant to the Hidalgo County DA's office. And for CR 20-03617I, for CR 20-3616I, for CR 19-12160I, and for CR 19-12158I, CR 18-05-249I will be dismissed with the aforementioned plea, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Aguirre, any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Just to be clear, Your Honor, you said there was a finding of guilt. However, it is a deferred probation.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that on the, okay, so then that'll be deferred until after the deferred period. If you complete everything, Ms. Lozano, then there will be no finding of guilt, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Now, go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. I would also ask, there is a $400 fine on each case. I would ask the court to consider, or if there's any way of possibly running some of those concurrent on the 3 cases. I think the life skills as well as on all 3 judgments, and make it 3 times. I just want to make sure it's
Okay,
as my grandmother would say, to make sure it was kosher.
okay. There's going to be 1 probation fee. I'm going to be realistic here, okay? So there'll be 1 probation fee, and the sentences will run concurrently, okay? She'll have 90 days to pay the fine and 90 days to pay the court cost. Because I think they'll be probably setting herself up for failure if it's any more than that, okay? And I know she's been having a very hard time with this plea. I can see it on the screen, but just move forward from here, Ms. Lozano, and God willing, you'll be done in 6 months and you'll put this behind you, and it is a deferred sentence. I mean, a deferred finding. So you'll be okay. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Aguirre, anything else on Ms. Lozano?
Just one quick thing that Mr. Nguyen might be able to answer. I believe we submitted the forfeiture already. They should have that. I just want to make sure.
I'll check on that.
Okay, just follow up. That's fine. You can just shoot me an email.
If not, you can just email Mr. Aguirre and let him know, Mr. Nguyen.
Will do, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Lozano, can we get a phone number for you, please?
Yes, ma'am. It's 956-328-8098.
Okay, ma'am. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's all I have, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You certainly may, sir.
Thank you. Erica, you can log off.
Thank you.
Okay, and CR 20-08006-I, State of Texas versus Efrain Martinez. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. And what is the state's recommendation?
Judge, the state recommend $200 fine plus court costs plus 8-month deferred drug education course, 20 commercial service hours, and the defendants to use and install and use the drug patch for 8 months.
Okay, any questions or recommendations on behalf of your client, counselor?
Not at this time. That's my understanding that was the agreement.
Okay, and when is he set to put that drug patch on?
In schedule, Judge.
Okay,
But
so
Judge, if I may,
go ahead.
this is a removal from the PTD that he was previously on, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Martinez, you are to report tomorrow to have the drug patch put on. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you working full-time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Wait, ma'am, report tomorrow where at?
Mr. Nguyen, he's gonna be reporting to the probation department, Ms. Soto, to get.
Yes, Judge, I'll call him after court and advise him where to go, Judge.
Okay. So, Mr. Martinez, you're working full-time, you said, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and waive your 20 CSR hours.
All right, ma'am. Thank
And
you.
I'm gonna give you 90 days to pay your fine, 90 days to pay the court costs.
Okay, ma'am. Sounds good.
Okay, and a phone number, Mr. Martinez.
956-990-2196.
Okay, You'll be receiving a call as soon as Ms. Soto can get in touch with you because she still has the rest of the docket. And she'll give you instructions as to where to report to get the drug patch on.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
Your Honor,
yes.
there was a restitution date needed on this case.
Oh, there is? Okay,
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry. It'll be October the 7th.
at 9:30. Okay, Ms. Needwitz, did you get that? The restitution date hearing is October 7th at 9:30.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you very much, Your Honor. May we be excused?
you both may be excused.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. In CR 20-11614-I, State of Texas versus Ramiro Amel Martinez, it is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. And what is the state's recommendation?
Judge, the state recommend $100 fine, court costs, 90 days in the county jail, probate for 180 days, a drug education course, and 10 community service hours. And the defendant has a felony at intake that will be dismissed with this plea, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Cantu, any questions or requests on behalf of your client, ma'am? Ms. Cantu? You're on mute. I'm not sure if you're trying to say anything. Ms. Cantu? I wonder if she lost connection.
Judge, can you hear me? I'm sorry. I'm in another court and I have two courts going on.
Okay, I can hear you now. Are there any
Can you hear
questions?
me?
Yes, are there any questions or requests on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, I know that if he was going to plead, he was going to, the felony was going to be dismissed. That was part of the plea agreement. He is gainfully employed. We are asking that the CSR hours be waived, and that's about all.
Okay. So, Mr. Martinez, since you are employed full-time, I will waive your 10 community service hours. I'll give you 90 days to pay the fine and 90 days to pay the court costs.
Okay.
And what is the phone number that you can be reached?
It's gonna be 956-601-5805.
That's fine.
Okay, sir, the rest of the recommendation of the state I will follow. Okay? All right, Mr. Martinez, best of luck to you, sir. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay?
Well, and I am almost certain that he will accept it because he is going to be looking at time. I'm going to talk.
Okay. So now we're moving on to the pretrial diversion placements.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, no, Ms. Cantu, we already took care of yours, so he gave us the phone number and so I went ahead and waived his 10 CSR hours, gave him 90 days to pay the fine and 90 days to pay the court costs, so you're good.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have. May be excused.
You certainly may.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.
Likewise. Okay, in CR 1911930-I, State of Texas versus Jose Ontiveros. Mr. Ontiveros, it is a judgment of the court that you are guilty as charged, sir. CR 1915684-I, State of Texas versus Diego Salinas. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. In CR 2102114-I, State of Texas versus Victor Manuel Villarreal. It is a judgment of the court, sir, that you are guilty as charged. However, gentlemen, you are each being asked to be placed on the pretrial diversion program. Is that correct, Mr. Ontiveros? Yes or no?
Yes.
Mr. Salinas
Yes, Judge.
and Mr. Villarreal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So just listen carefully, gentlemen. In the pretrial diversion program, that's a contract that you're entering into with the state of Texas, whereby you're agreeing to comply with certain conditions of this pretrial diversion program. And in exchange, the state is agreeing to dismiss the charges against you if you successfully complete the program. At the time that you signed these documents and that you have already testified that your attorneys explained it to you, did you also understand all of the terms and conditions of the pretrial diversion program? Yes or no, Mr. Ontiveros?
Yes.
And Mr. Salinas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Villarreal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, is there anything that was in those terms and conditions that you cannot realistically meet? Mr. Ontiveros?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Salinas?
I just have a question of the breathalyzer. I just don't know the schedule upon when I would have to be submitted to it.
Okay, we'll get to that right now, okay? Mr. Villarreal, anything that you cannot comply with?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, counselors. Since you are more well-versed in the conditions than your clients are, I know you all went over the conditions with them. Is there anything that you saw in those terms and conditions that you do not think that your client may realistically be able to comply with? And most commonly, it is the working out of the county. So I'll start with Mr. Lopez.
Your Honor, my client can comply with all requirements. I've reviewed them with him and he's ready to comply.
Okay, Mr. Alanis?
It's my understanding, Your Honor, that Mr. Salinas can comply with all the requirements of the program.
Okay, and Mr. Jarvis, for Mr. Villarreal?
Same announcement as for Mr. Villarreal.
Okay. So being that Mr. Ontiveros and Mr. Salinas and Mr. Villarreal, you are able to realistically comply with the conditions and that you are stating that you want to be placed on the pretrial diversion program, the court will place you on that pretrial diversion program. And for Mr. Ontiveros, you are ordered to return on March 7th, 2021 at 9:30 a.m. And that's for your 6-month hearing. Mr. Salinas, you will, I don't think that date is correct, Ms. Rivera.
It's the year that's wrong, Your Honor.
Okay, so his is a 1 year, not a 6 month?
For Mr. Salinas, it's a DWI, yes. Yes, ma'am, it is a 1 year, September the 8th, 2022.
Okay, I was wondering how he had been able to do 6 months. Okay.
I'm mistaken.
All right, so Mr. Salinas, you are to return on September 8th, 2022 at 9:30 a.m. And that's for your 1 year PTD hearing. And as to your question, okay, so Mr. Salinas, do you currently have an alcohol monitoring device?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you're going to obtain one within the next 48 business hours. When Ms. Soto contacts you, whenever she's done with her docket today or at her earliest convenience, she'll explain to you the testing time windows, and she will also give you a list of vendors that are approved to be able to get an apparatus from, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And what is your phone number, sir?
956-890-9198.
Okay. So as soon as she's able to, she will contact you, sir. Okay, Mr. Ontiveros, what is your phone number?
956-463-9734.
Okay, sir. And Mr. Villarreal, you are to return on March 7th, 2021 at 9:30 a.m. for your 6-month hearing. Can I get a phone number for you, sir?
956-503-5931.
Okay. Best of luck to you, gentlemen. The next time I hope to see you is on your PTD date where you hopefully will be released from the program. Okay? Anything else, counselors, on any of those cases?
No,
No,
Your
Your
Honor. Mr.
No,
Ontiveros.
Your Honor.
Okay. Well, you all have a good day, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Likewise, Judge. Thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Oh, Mr. Concha, yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe Mr. Jarvis had substituted in on a case that I had. I just wanted to confirm whether or not the court had granted that substitution.
Yes, we did, sir.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, Ms. Chavez, you are correct. Your attorney has not logged in. So because, okay, your attorney has not logged in, ma'am.
Okay.
So, we haven't heard from him, but this is what we're gonna do for you, okay? On your case. So I'm gonna recall your case, which is let me get that. CR 1914016-I. Okay, Ms. Chavez, you are still to obtain that mobile alcohol monitoring device within the next 48 business hours, ma'am. And you're gonna return here on September the 16th at 1:30.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so let me get a phone number for you.
Yes, ma'am. It's 956-996-1791.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Well, then you are excused.
I'm excused, thank you.
So the jail did not get on. I don't know what's happening. So Ms. Rivera, if you or Mr. Damian want to contact them. Now on Mr. Alejandro Galvez, I don't have, like I said, I granted that $2,000 PR bond, but I do need contact information before he's released.
Judge, let me just verify if he is flagged as homeless.
Oh, well.
I did prepare the order of release.
He
already.
still needs to be able to get out, even if he's homeless. But anyway, maybe they can give him.
He only has a PO box, Judge. I'm sorry to cut you off. He does have a phone number. If you'd like, I can email Miss Connett. That way she can verify.
Okay, and if you can also put on that order of release, well, don't they put the next court setting on it?
Yes, I entered that. I can include the CC to the PO box.
And then we'll go ahead and just as long as he has a date on the order of release and he has a date, that is sufficient notice for him for the next setting. And that's the best that we can do, but I do not feel it just that he's sitting there on a $30,000 cash surety bond when he's homeless. So just put the date on there for him to return on September the 21st at 9:30.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're going to have to reset the plea for Mr. Orozco. Let him know that we can hear him on September 16th at 1:30, I'm sorry. The jail cases will have to also be reset to September 16th at 1:30, the remaining ones that were unable to be heard today because of the situation.
I wonder if they lost the power over there.
It's possible. Okay. And that concludes this afternoon's docket.
That's just for the record, the remaining jail case, he is not being held on this court's case, just for the record and clarification.
Okay.
Which is CR 19-16048I, Hector Dario Castro. The attorney is Jesse Contreras.
Okay, he did log on and then he may have gone to another court.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, then that concludes this afternoon's docket. We are now off the record.